Hey y'all, what's going on? I'm here for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, season 4, episode 1. We started right off with, the introduction, to Keisha Cole's introduction. She's back, she's, on tour. We know that she's been separated from her husband Booby for the last couple of years, and we also know that Booby used to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then he quit the NBA to go ahead on and be a rapper. Anyways, we find out that Booby is staying with Keisha. I guess he ran into like some money issues or whatever, so he's staying with her, and to also, I guess for them to, raise their son together. And I just don't understand people like, why y'all could raise y'all son together in two separate households. Like Booby could go ahead on and get him like a 2-bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, an extra bedroom for like, when DJ come over and stuff like that. He get him a 2-bedroom and everything, you know what I'm saying, until he get back to where I guess where he wanna be as far as like the lifestyle that he's used to living to and everything. But I just don't never understand why people feel like that they gotta live in the same household to raise their kid. I don't understand that. But anyways, Booby, he's grateful, for Keisha, for being there for him, despite the fact that he hasn't been like a good husband to her. He's grateful that she still has his back, even though that, they're separated and everything. So, anyways, we get Hazel. Apparently, she on a comeback too. I don't know, on a comeback from what. But I guess she's on the comeback from after that whole debacle with Cat Williams. Now she's messing with the guy that's 10 years younger than her, named Rose Burgundy. And she's they're like on a boat or whatever, yacht or whatever you want to call it. And they're talking about her women's empowerment event or whatever. And I'm just like, is this the theme for reality shows this year? Because I mean, it's just like, and majority of the time the event be far from empowering women. Okay, if anything, it be causing more confusion amongst women, okay, on these reality shows. Like, fuck you mean. So anyways, on top of that, she's sitting up here saying how, this is her city or whatever, and it's time for her to stunt and show bitches how it's done and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, so you call this a women's empowerment event, but in the same breath, you're talking about stunting on bitches. Yeah, way to empower women, right? And next thing you know, she's shading Tierra or whatever. Her and Tierra, they're on the outs again, and she feels some type of way because Tierra is hanging, with the enemy, which of course would be Masika or whatever. And she feels like Tierra is always violating girl code and blase. And I'm just like, how old are y'all again? Like, anyways, so next thing you know, well, Hazel, she, despite the fact that she don't like Masika and that she's on the outs with Tierra or whatever, she's gonna invite them both to this women's empowerment event. And she's gonna invite Moniece as well, even though her and Moniece don't, they never really had an issue. She's gonna invite her because of the fact that she knows that that's Masika's girl and everything, this, that, and the third. So next thing you know, oh boy, the Rose dude or whatever his name is, he's licking whipped cream off of Hazel's feet or whatever, and I'm just like, ooh. Okay. So next we get Moniece or whatever. And we get introduced to her girlfriend, AD. And I think this is the same girl that Moniece was talking about on last year's reunion. So they have been rocking for a minute. And, I've seen, their relationship in the blogs, a couple of times. Or I've seen, different posts or whatever for them a couple of times and everything. And Yeah, I think this relationship is, real. I know a lot of love and hip hop storylines, with some of these females, they be doing that gay for pay shit. But I believe this. I definitely believe this relationship. And I mean, we know that Moniece likes girls, so yeah. Well, she likes girls and, and guys. So, anyways, Masika, she shows up, to the pool with AD and Moniece or whatever. And then we get an introduction to this new character named Zell. And Zell, apparently he has all the tea or whatever on who's who and who's what and yada yada yada. So I'm like, so you're another Jason Lee? So anyways, Masika is telling them about the email that she got from Hazel E in regards to, her event or whatever. And we find out that Zell is Tierra's cousin and everything, and he's like, I remember when Hazel used to sleep on Tierra's couch or whatever. I just always thought she was the help. Terrible. So anyways, they're shading, Hazel's new boyfriend or whatever. Moniece is like, this nigga looks like he's 12 and 57 years old at the same time. And I'm just like, well, damn. Now I ain't gonna lie. I didn't really pay too much attention, like, to old boy's face and everything. So y'all let me know if y'all agree with Moniece's statement in regards to him looking like he's 12 and 57 years old. So, anyways, they decide that they're going to go to the event and run amok up in the place. Okay. And it was something else I wanted to say in regards to that scene that I didn't type on my phone. Oh, they was talking about, Moniece's relationship with AD and how did it come about or whatever. And then that's when Zell, he was saying that I guess he likes to dibble and dabble and everything. So I guess he's trying to tell us that, he's bisexual or whatever. I mean, why just not say that? I don't know, but whatever. So anyways, next up we get this quick scene with Fizz, Safari, and Booby. I don't really care about too much. They mainly was just talking about the women that are in their lives and everything, playing basketball, whatever. I don't care about that scene too much, so I'm not going to talk about it. So we get introduced to Brooke Valentine, and if you don't remember who she is, you might remember her for her song Girl Fight back in the day. And she was like, she knows that her music had us bumping and everything, and how she had to take a break from the industry because she had to raise her son, and now she's back and popping, and she knows that we've been waiting on her. Who been waiting? Like, girl, we ain't been. I mean, don't get me wrong. Brooke Valentine, because she was, she was at a bonfire or whatever with her dude, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute or whatever. But yeah, don't get me wrong. Brooke has a nice voice, beautiful voice, but we ain't been waiting on you. And the only song people really know from you is Girl Fight. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so we get introduced to her man Marcus or whatever, and he just got off tour with the Game. And him and Brooke, they've been together for a year or whatever. When Brooke first met him, he was married. Well, he was in the middle of a divorce, and he claims that it's done and this, that, and the third, that the divorce is finalized. So she had to jump on his chocolate ass or whatever, this, that, and the third. His mom is coming into town. She wants to, have some alone time with the mom and everything, this, that, and the third. So let's cut to that real quick. I'm going to get back to the women's empowerment event, but let's cut to that real quick. So Brooke, she meets up with Marcus's mom or whatever, and they're walking on the boardwalk and everything. They're talking. The mama seems to she seems to take a liking to Brooke. And she likes Marcus and Brooke together, but the mama lets her know, like, Brooke, I'm gonna have to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that Marcus is ready for, like, to walk down the altar with you or whatever, because pretty much the nigga is still married to his first wife, okay? The divorce has not been finalized. So later on, in the show, Brooke, she, got on this like Molly the Maid, ensemble on or whatever. And I don't know if she was cooking or she was making some type of treats or whatever. But I guess she was trying to low key seduce him, or whatever when he came over there. But, she confronted him or whatever about him still being married and everything. And he claims that him and his wife ain't been together in 2 years, and he just got him a paralegal to deal with this situation. And she feels like he got her out here looking stupid, and he knows how she feels about him and blah, all that shit. He's putting his arms around her, trying to, pacify her and all this other stuff. He claims that he loves Brooke or whatever, but every time he tries to sign the papers, it's always a little distraction. I'm like, oh, what would that little distraction be? Your wife? Well, that's what I thought at first, but it seemed like from the previews or whatever, it seems like this paralegal he has that's what his distraction is, okay? So yeah, we're gonna see more of that, this season, of course. But anyways, okay, let's get back to the women's empowerment event. Hold on, y'all. Let me stroll back up to it. Okay, so we get to the women's empowerment event, Zell, Masika, Hazel, and AD, they come in or whatever. AD seemed like she real chill. You know what I'm saying? Just on some real chill shit. Oh, God, I feel sorry for her being on this damn show. This show ain't for chill people, okay? So, anyways, despite the fact that they all know it's going to be some bullshit, that this event is going to be some bullshit, they decide to come anyway. Why? I don't know. Tierra, she didn't show up or whatever. Mickey, she shows up and everything, and apparently, it seems like she's Team Hazel. They're shading Mickey as she comes in and everything. Safari is there as well to show his moral support. Him and Nikki are not together no more and everything. She walks over to him and asks, why is he there? And, he's like I said, he's there for moral support, this, that, and the third. Hazel, she makes this grand dame entrance. Like Karen from, The Real Housewives of Potomac would probably say. She makes this entrance or whatever in a helicopter and everything, with her dude. She's performing this song or whatever, and it sounded like she was dissing Johnny Blaze in the song. I don't recall her and Johnny Blaze having any issues, but I don't know. Maybe they do, and I just don't remember. I can't keep up with these people, child. I really cannot. And, she was comparing herself to Beyonce like all these people do, comparing themselves to Beyonce. Y'all ain't nowhere near, okay? Anyway, so Masika, she she being petty or whatever. She got some earmuffs over her ears so she don't have to hear the bullshit that Hazel was talking and everything. So they're throwing shade or whatever as Hazel is giving this speech and everything, and Hazel is like, oh, what's going on here? Like, do I hear birds chirping and this, that, and the third? And Hazel comes down and asks what the problem is. Next thing Masika, she throws a drink on her, and security of course breaks it up and everything, and the crew, they all leave or whatever. That's that with them. I don't know why they came. They knew they was going to run amok up in that shit. I don't even know why they came, but at the same time, Hazel knew what she was doing too, because you wanted them to come, because you knew they was going to run amok. You wanted that shit to happen. So I mean, fuck, like, I ain't on nobody's side with that shit, to be quite honest. So anyways, I hope I'm not skipping nothing. We get Tierra and Hazel. They meet up or whatever. Tierra claims that she didn't get the invite or whatever in regards to, Hazel's event and everything. You know, she thought that her and Hazel was cool, but she's been hearing that, you know, Hazel been running her mouth about her around the town, so she want to know what the problem is. So, you know, and we all know, once again, they have this up and down relationship with them. Um, Immediately, you know, Hazel is like that, you know, Tierra's always violating girl code or whatever. And Tierra's like, you have this girl code that's just one sided. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Hazel is talking about how this is Girl Code Inc. And, you know, we got bread, we got the choppers, and all this other bullshit she talking about. You know, TT calls Hazel a scam artist. Like, Hazel, you know, she don't do nothing but rent shit. She don't own nothing, and this, that, and the third. And, you know, they're just going back and forth, throwing insults at each other. And, you know, Tierra, she's trying to, you know, walk away and everything. And as she's walking away, Hazel does some bitch shit and throws some shit at Tierra when Tierra back is turned. And I'm just like, really? But see, Hazel did that shit because, one, she knew security was going to come in. And two, she know that if she would have did that while Tierra was looking at her, Tierra would have fucked her ass up. Okay? Like, I mean, even though Tierra was still, you know, was trying to fuck her ass up anyway when she threw that shit at her when she had her back turned. But, you know, like I said, Hazel knew that security was going to be there and everything. Like, I guarantee you, if security was not there, Tierra would have fucked Hazel ass up. For real. And Hazel would have had to get another surgery or whatever on her face or whatever after Tierra would have got done with her. And I'm not even trying to be shady with that shit. I'm just being for real. Okay? I'm just saying. Like, that was just some punk shit. You know what I'm saying? And then she gonna have the nerve to say that, see, this is why I can't deal with Tierra, because she always involved in some chaos or always starting some chaos. And I'm just like, but you started this situation. You threw something at the girl when the girl was turning around to walk away. Like, what? Anyways, so, like, I be trying to like Hazel, y'all, but she just be irking my nerves. So, anyways, we get Keisha. She's up in the studio or whatever. Next thing you know, Booby, he shows up. He knows that, you know, Keisha hasn't really forgiven him all the way for everything that he's done in their marriage or whatever. And, you know, she tells him, like, she just wants him to be honest with her, I guess, on the things that they agree upon in regards to, I guess, their friendship and, like, you know, with their son and everything. You know, every time they make a set plan, he always, you know, kind of reneges on it. And he was like, you know, I was in a different state of mind or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I know I wasn't always a great friend to you. And, you know, from this point on out, I'm gonna hold up my end of the bargain pretty much. And, he pretty much apologized for everything that he did to her, even, you know, the shit regarding their marriage, you know, the infidelity and all that. So, moving on, we get Nikki and Hazel. They meet up or whatever. They're talking about, they meet up, you know, for lunch or whatever. They're talking about Tierra and everything. Nikki, she's kind of disappointed in Tierra. You know, they start talking about her alcohol situation. She's disappointed in Tierra, you know what I'm saying? You know, and we know that, Nikki last year was definitely trying to help Tierra out with her alcohol situation, especially because of the fact that we know Nikki, you know, kind of lost her brother to that, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, we know that she was trying to help her out and everything, but, you know, you can't help nobody that doesn't want to be helped. And yeah, it does seem like Tierra really hasn't fully owned the fact that she does have issue and that she kind of needs to get it under control and everything. And, you know, Hazel is saying how she's over Tierra, like over the Tierras and the Masikas of the world, this, that, and the third. And, you know, next thing you know, Alexis Sky, Fetty Wap's ex-girlfriend, she joins the conversation. And, you know, we know that her and Masika got issues. We done seen it all over the blogs and everything. And, you know, Nikki, Masika, and why I want to keep on saying Masika? Nikki, Alexis, and Hazel all got one thing in common. Masika done slept with all of their men or whatever, this, that, and the third, and yeah, that's the thing that they got in common. How she done slept with all of their men and everything. Now, Hazel, that shit with you and Berg, that really wasn't your man, but I get where you come from because Masika was acting like she was your friend and da 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 da. Knowing how you felt about him. Nikki, Masika didn't. If I recall correctly, Masika didn't know about you, or either. Yeah, was it that Masika didn't know about you, or either Molly Mall was trying to say that y'all wasn't together or something like that. I feel like the only person that really have a real right to be probably mad is Alexis Sky because of the fact that she was with Fetty at the time that Masika conceived this baby with him or whatever, this, that, and the third. Alexis was saying, I know what y'all see in the blogs or whatever about how they had some serious relationship, but don't let that fool y'all. Girl, we ain't fool. We know that her and Fetty didn't have no full blown on relationship like she tried to put on. We know that it was like a turn up night or whatever. They was in the studio vibing or whatever, and the shit happened. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we know that. So anyways, I guess Alexis is going to make it a point to make her life and anybody else, I guess, that hangs with Masika's life a living hell. So anyways, this is the last thing. We get Mo, Zell, and AD. They're doing karaoke or whatever. Masika was supposed to show up, but she's in the studio, supposedly. And Alexis, Nikki, and Masika, I mean, why do I keep on saying Masika? And what makes it bad is that I wrote that in my notes too. I said Alexis, Nikki, and Masika. Alexis, Nikki, and Hazel show up together or whatever, and the shade fest immediately starts. Hazel starts throwing shade at Zale or whatever about what he had on at her event or whatever, and how all she wears is designer and this, that, and third. And he like, designer what? And Nikki, I guess she said something about how Zale tried to throw shade at her too, or something like that. Talking about she wear cheap shit or whatever. And Zale, he was like, I didn't say you were cheap. The shit that you wear is cheapish, whatever. And she's saying, I'm the most expensive bitch here and everything. Like, these diamonds are real and yada yada yada. And Zale is calling her like a fake Barbie and all this other stuff. And, she said something about him, how he needs to have surgery or whatever to look good and everything. And then he gonna call himself a sex symbol. Who thinks Zale's a sex symbol, y'all? Child, I cannot. So anyways, Alexis, she's like, where's your friend? Where's Sika and everything? And Zale is like, she's booked and she's busy. And Alexis is like, booked and busy where? Like, anybody checking for her or whatever? And I was like, well, I mean, Alexis kind of got a point, But anyways, so he says that y'all are bad bitches and everything, or something like that he was saying, but I'll read bad bitches too. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, Alexis, she throws some drinks on him or whatever, this, that, and the third. Security breaks that shit up. Yada, yada, yada. That was pretty much the end of the episode. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about this first episode. It wasn't like a whole lot, just kind of slid us in there, but yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.